You know what they say? They say if the glove fits, then you're basically committed the crime. It fits, Reggie. I don't know what that means. Anyways, welcome back to Watch Trading Academy, and today we are talking about Rolexito, not the Spanish version, but Rolex, rather, and how does its price increase impact you? Well, simply put, it really most likely will not impact you tremendously, other than you will pay more. If you hadn't figured that out, or you need to watch a video, well, now you know, right? If something goes up, you pay more. No, in all seriousness, one of the power or most exciting parts of watch trading is the opportunity to buy margin. So a lot of people really misunderstand what watch trading is to begin with. They think that you go buy a Rolex at the store, you get an allocation or an MSRP watch, meaning you pay just what the manufacturer suggested retail pricing is, then you're gonna resell it for a ton of money, and that couldn't be further from the truth. But there is a reality that's hard sought after Rolexes will bring a significantly higher amount of money used than they will new because of the secondary market and that people can't get those watches. So that is true. Here at Watch Trading Academy, we teach you strategies on not just how to get watches at Rolex, but rather how to buy used gray market or secondary watches, trade them, and then make a margin regardless that you buy them new or used. And in some cases, we also teach you the depth of being able to get allocations places and how to do that and eventually sell those watches too. If you don't know how to do that or don't know about watch trading, click the link in the description, and that way you can go ahead and learn for free or join Watch Trading Academy, also a link in the description, so you can really use us and learn how to make incredible amounts of money trading watches. But will the price increases affect you? Simply put, the short answer is it really depends on what you're buying. Because if you look across the board, the majority of the price increases are like very little, but you will notice a very interesting switch, which is the cost of white gold. Those have gone up roughly about $5,000, which will make a significant difference. Now, if you've followed any of the course material I put out there on trading watches, you'll notice that one of the key components that makes watches worth more money over time outside of crazy markets or sought after markets or supply and demand is the fact that the price index for the watch historically will go up. Like, for example, today it could cost $13,000 or $15,000 to get a Daytona. Back in the day, it used to cost $6,000. So an old Daytona back then was $6,000. Today, the same Daytona brand new, like the newer version of that Daytona, is $15,000. So there's a nice gap across the last 20 years where the price of the item has gone up 300% just based on inflation and cost of production. So that said, like, the cost of the item is more today. So if you bought a $6,000 Daytona back then, that doesn't even exist today. Even if you bought it new back then, paid tax and everything, you still have made probably 300% of your money just holding that watch. Now, today, that new Daytona or that new watch is going to go up because of the price increase. And how badly will that impact you? So if we would have asked that question a year or so ago, it wouldn't have mattered because secondary markets are significantly more money, no matter what, than primary markets. But it's important to understand that with price increases, it does not automatically cut into margin. It actually increases the value of the latest item. So I'll give you a good example based on cars on this very same ideology. A 2019 G63 wagon sells for had an MSRP of $170,000. 2021 had an MSRP of like $200,000. So you had a gap of like 25-30 grand that was just in manufacturer pricing. Each 2021 has its own price. Each 2019 has its own price. So it does not mean that because the new one is higher, like, therefore everything else has been lower or bought into, like, cut the margin out for everything else because people are scared. Luxuries are different than needs. So luxuries trigger wants. So wants have a cost based on what you can afford. So it does not matter what something goes up to. Nobody complains because it doesn't change anything. While at first it creates price shock, oh my God, the price of Chanel bags are up, the price of Rolexes are up. Over time, though, it just doesn't matter because that item is still so sought after and is so short on supply that historically it just doesn't make a difference. Secondly, a price increase on an item that doesn't exist for sale to the general public to walk in and buy, again, also doesn't matter. Thirdly, a price increase on an item that is a want, not a need, absolutely doesn't matter. You don't have to have a Rolex. You want a Rolex, so you're going to pay for it no matter what it costs. And the ideology is that the majority of Rolexes didn't really go up, if you think about it. They just went up like 1-2% at the most. The real winner here to pay attention to in this price increase is going to be the white gold units. So the white gold units have gone up, I think, a pretty heavy amount compared to the rest of the units. And that means that there's going to be opportunity in used white gold units that weren't as high to really be adjusted upwards, not downwards, because of this change. So keep that in mind. If you haven't stacked up on some white gold units to sell, they're a little bit harder to sell, but they're still a really good watch. I just picked up a white gold blue dial Daytona because of this. So hopefully this will make me some money in the next couple of months. Either ways, hope you've enjoyed this very quick explanation on why it doesn't matter that Rolex is raising its prices and how to leverage that to your benefit. And again, if you want to learn more, click the link in the description, take our free training, or of course, join Watch Trading Academy and make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you next time on Watch Trading Academy.